Caleb Williams and the USC Trojans very, very clearly have aspirations to play for the college football playoff this coming season. They were a game away last year. If Caleb Williams stays healthy, maybe that game finishes differently. The defense couldn't tackle anybody. Bottom line, they're back for seconds, and they have aspirations to finish the season in a very different manner than which they finished the 2022 season. So with that being said, what has to happen for USC to be a college football playoff team? I did not say what has to happen for them to win a national title. That's probably another discussion. But to be a college football playoff team, I think we may be assessing USC a little bit incorrectly. We'll break that down for you. USC faithful now. A lot of y'all have joined the party and subscribed to this channel. Could not say thank you enough for that. Y'all have been absolutely crushing it on this front. So if you haven't yet subscribed, welcome. Jump on in. The water is fine. About time for college football season. We are live twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 11 a.m. Eastern. Set your clocks accordingly. Lock in with us. We'll have a real good time. Also, keep your eyes peeled. Some announcements as it pertains to what that schedule is going to look like going forward. So stay locked in for that. But thank you in advance for subscribing, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, to the topic at hand now. With USC and Caleb Williams, there is a narrative around the Trojan team that the defense has to be better. And that narrative, I have contributed to it. I think it's 1,000% true. But when you talk about the college football playoff aspirations for USC, I don't know that that's the only answer for them to make it to the college football playoff. Because remember, last year they were a game away. And I think a lot of USC fans, as poorly as that defense played, you feel differently about your chances in that game with a healthy Caleb Williams, should you run that back. I mean, we saw the game in the regular season between USC and Utah, and they took them down to the wire. Neutral site, Caleb Williams is healthy. Like, maybe that game turns out differently. We're not here to talk about all that. But I think when you look at the defense, to win a national title, yes, defense has to be better. To improve your chances at a Pac-12 title and to make it the college football playoff, you would like the defense to be better. But even so, when I look at where USC is right now and what's expected of Caleb Williams, I don't think it's unfair to say the formula could be we're going to be in a track meet majority of our games. We need Caleb Williams and the offense to step it up situationally and be the reason why we make the college football playoff. Now, some of y'all just had that record scratch kind of deal. That's the record scratch sound effect for yours truly. And some of y'all are saying, what in the world are you talking about? Well, let's reframe this and unpack what I didn't just say. I did not just say that USC's offense was not good enough last year. Not the case. They scored over 40 a game. They were more than good enough. I did not say that the offense somehow underachieved. That's not true either. Your quarterback has a Heisman Trophy on his apartment mantle in Los Angeles, okay? So that's not true either. I also didn't say that the USC offense held them back. None of those things are true. None of those things are true. But I think when you're USC and you're looking at the college football playoff and wanting to accomplish that, that's a heavy lift. That is a tall task. So whenever you lift something heavy, you ask the strong muscles in your body to pick it up. You ask the big muscles. You lift with your legs. You lift with your chest. Like, you lift with the part of your body that is most equipped to make that lift. And that's the USC offense. That is the big muscle for this team. And so while you want the defense to be improved, is that really what's going to get you to the college football playoff? I mean, it might be. I would argue the turnovers last year was probably good enough for them to get to the college football playoff if the offense is able to recreate what they had last year in terms of scoring over 40 a game. But situationally, I think there's room for improvement. In Pac-12 games, USC, by a small margin, was 5th in scoring in the conference. Now, they led the conference in scoring, but when it came to games where USC is playing UCLA or playing Oregon State, you hear what I'm saying here, USC was 5th in scoring. Small margin, but that communicates there is some room for improvement. But here's the thing that I really want to focus in on when it comes to USC. You hope the defense is better in 2023. You feel probably more optimistic about your defense being better. You went to the portal. You got Bear Alexander, who is a grown man on the defensive line. You made some acquisitions via the portal to make your defense better personnel-wise. 1,000% true. Now, with that being said, we've seen now the defenses under Alex Grinch, even dating back to his time at Oklahoma, have had issues. So while you feel a little bit better about the defense, it would not be an enormous surprise should the defense struggle. And when you're playing on the road, you're in Autzen Stadium and Bo Nix and company at Oregon, and they're scoring 35, your options are pretty limited at that point in time. At that point, what do you have to do to win the game? You got to score 40. You got to win a foot race. You got to win a shootout. And that's a formula that I think we've seen before in college football. I go back to 2019 LSU. They were probably a little bit more balanced defensively, but even so, you knew every single week when you lined it up against LSU, your offense had better eaten their Wheaties, drank their Pedialyte, and be ready to go because that offense at LSU is going to score 50. Try and catch us. That might be the formula for USC this coming season. That's not to throw doubt at what the defense is going to be, but I'm saying when you have the best quarterback, the best player in America in Caleb Williams, I think it's fair to lean into what you're good at. You lean into your strengths. You lift with the big muscles to get to where you want to go if you're USC. And that is a college football playoff berth. Whole operation there has been very transparent. That's the expectation, and it should be. And for Caleb Williams, he's invited this. And I love it if I'm one of his teammates. I love that he is being so open about wanting to make the college football playoff. But he is the face of college football for my money, or one of the faces of college football, and definitely the face of the USC Trojans. And so he is going to propel this team as far as they can go. The weight is on his shoulders. We're not going to look back at USC in 20 years and say, man, that defense, if only they could have. No. We'll talk about it in terms of what Caleb Williams did. Is that fair? Probably not. Is that the reality? You better believe it. We're going to talk about what Caleb Williams did his last year at USC. And that's the reality. So for USC, without a doubt, you have aspirations to make the college football playoff. Defense, without question, needs to be improved. Please do not hear me incorrectly. We're going to have people in the comment section. I understand it's not y'all, it's other people that haven't watched the videos saying the defense has to be better. Yeah, we're on the same page. But to make the college football playoff, I think you ask more of the offense and say, hey, this is heavy. You're the strongest part of this team. We're going to ask y'all to win a couple foot races and even elevate your game a little bit. We hope the defense is better. Are we 100% confident that's going to be the case? Not really. So the offense, I think, without a doubt, can and potentially should be the reason why USC accomplishes their goals and makes it to the big dance in 2023. We're live tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern. Lock it in, all right? That video may actually already be scheduled on this channel, so go check out the live tab. You can find it there. Also on podcasts, Spotify, Apple, type in The Hard Count with JD Piquel, and you will see everything you want to see. Find all the episodes, all that in a bag of chips. All right? Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. We're going to keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time. Hey, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.